I wiped the prop blood from my mouth with the back of my hand, heart slamming against my ribs like it was trying to escape the harness still cinched around my chest. The set was a Warzone mock-up on the backlit of Warner Brothers in Burbank. Smoldering car husks, shattered glass crunching under boots, and the acrid smoke from pyrotechnics hanging thick in the air like regret. It was day 47 of Shooting Eclipse Dawn, a gritty action thriller about a rogue CIA agent avenging his partner's betrayal. I was the stunt double for the bad guy, the one who gets a bullet to the chest in the climax and tumbles off a 3-story ledge into oblivion. Simple enough. Except nothing in Hollywood ever is. My name's Jeremy Hale, and I've been dodging death for a living since I was 22, fresh out of the mean streets of East LA with a chip on my shoulder and a dream that tasted like fool's gold. Stunt work pays the bills, better than waiting tables or bouncing at clubs, but it's a ghost gig. You bleed for someone else's glory, break bones so the star stays pretty, and vanish before the credits roll. I've doubled for A-listers in car chases through the canyons, leaped from exploding helicopters over the Salton Sea, and taken enough punches to make my X-rays look like abstract art. But Alex Rivera? He was the one role that hit different. Alex was the lead, chiseled jaw, smoldering brown eyes that could melt a lens, and a smile that sold out rom-coms before this thriller pivot. 32, half Mexican, half Irish, all charisma. He'd exploded onto the scene 5 years ago with Neon Shadows, an indie darling that got him an Oscar nod, and now he was chasing blockbusters to cement the legacy. We met on day 1 during blocking rehearsals. I was in the warehouse fight scene, flipping over crates while he shadowboxed his marks. Our eyes locked mid-spin, mine wary, his curious, and he cracked. "You make dying look easy, man. Teach me your secrets." I laughed it off, mumbled something about gravity being a bitch, but that spark? It lingered. Over the weeks, we'd grab post-rap beers at the Roosevelt, trading stories under the neon glow. He'd vent about the pressure, producers breathing down his neck, tabloids sniffing for dirt, while I'd dodge questions about my own scars, the ones that ran deeper than skin. I'm gay, out to my crew, but not the industry machine that chews up, different, and spits out vanilla. Alex? He played it straight on red carpets. Arm candy, du jour, a rotating cast of models. But late nights, when the craft services ran dry and the lots emptied, his gaze would soften, questions turning personal. "Ever feel like you're just performing?" he'd ask, fingers brushing mine over a shared cigarette. That kiss. It wasn't scripted. The scene called for me to stagger toward him, clutch my chest, mouth a final taunt. "You think this ends me?" "It ends you." Before the fall. But as I lunged, his hand gripped my arm a beat too long, pulling me close. Our breaths mingled, the camera rolling hot, and something cracked inside me. Defiance, maybe. Or desperation. I surged forward, crashing my lips against his. Not soft, not sweet, but fierce, like I was claiming the breath he'd stolen from the character. His eyes widened, but he didn't pull away. For 3 electric seconds, the world narrowed to that point of contact, the crew's silence roaring louder than any explosion. Then the coordinator's yell shattered it. Chaos erupted, gaffers muttering, the director, Lena Voss, storming over with her clipboard like a shield. "Jeremy, what the hell? That's not in the shot list." Her voice was steel wrapped in velvet, the kind that got her 3 indies at Sundance. Alex stepped back, face flushing under the lights, but his eyes met mine. Shock, yes, but laced with something hotter. Hunger? "Sorry, Lena," I said, voice steady despite the tremor in my gut. Adrenaline. Got carried away. Lie. The truth was a grenade with the pin half pulled. She pinched the bridge of her nose, glancing at the DP roll tape. "We'll fix in post if we have to." "Alex? You good?" He nodded. "Too quick." "Yeah. Method acting, right? Let's reset." But as he turned, his fingers ghosted my wrist. Accidental? Intentional? My skin ignited. We wrapped at midnight, the lot of ghost town under sodium lamps. I was peeling off the harness in my trailer when the knock came. Soft, hesitant. Alex, still in his bloodied button-down, hair tousled like he'd run hands through it a dozen times. "Juh," he started, slipping inside before I could protest. The door clicked shut, sealing us in the dim hum of the AC. "That. Back there. Don't." I cut him off, busying myself with my duffel. It was a mistake. Heat of the moment. He laughed, low and bitter, leaning against the counter. "Mistake? Dude, you kissed me on camera. In front of God and the entire crew. That's not a blooper. That's a manifesto." I whirled, heat rising. "What do you want me to say? That I've been fighting this since week 1? That every time you laugh at my dumb jokes, it feels like a wire snapping? You're Alex fucking Rivera. I double for villains, not steal scenes with the hero. His jaw tightened, that signature intensity flickering. He closed the gap in 2 strides, close enough I could smell his cologne, sandalwood, and smoke. And if I say it's not one-sided, that I've been waiting for you to call my bluff. The air thickened, charged like the moment before a rig drops. I searched his face, those eyes, dark as midnight oil, holding mine without flinching. You got a girlfriend in the trades last week. Some influencer from Coachella. PR stunt, he murmured, hand lifting to cup my jaw, thumb tracing the scar from a bad wire fall 2 years back. Jeremy, I'm tired of the act. But this town, it eats queers for breakfast. I leaned into his touch, traitorous heart, overriding sense. Then why risk it? Because dying on screen with you felt more alive than anything. His lips brushed mine, tentative this time, testing. I pulled him in, the kiss deepening, hands fisting his shirt as if anchoring us against the storm. It was messy, urgent, tongues tangling with the pent-up ache of stolen glances and what-ifs. When we broke, gasping, he rested his forehead against mine. Come back to my place. No cameras. Just us. I should have said no. Hollywood's a meat grinder for secrets like ours. But as we slipped out into the night, his hand warm in mine under the cover of shadows, I chased the illusion of us. The next few weeks blurred into a fever dream of stolen hours. Mornings tangled in his sheets at his Laurel Canyon hideaway, a mid-century modern with views of the Hollywood sign mocking our fragility. Afternoons on set, professional masks in place. I'd rig the rigs, he'd hit his marks, our eyes locking across the chaos like Morse code. Nights, we'd drive the Pacific Coast Highway in his vintage Mustang, windows down, wind whipping confessions from our throats. Grew up in Boyle Heights. I'd tell him, feet up on the dash. Dad split when I was 10, Mom worked doubles at the diner. Stunts were my out, control the fall, you know? He'd squeeze my thigh, voice soft over the roar of waves. Silver Lake kid, Catholic guilt and all. First crush was the altar boy. Came out at 16, got disowned by half the family. Acting saved me, hiding in plain sight. We'd park at El Matador Beach, make love under the stars, bodies slick with salt and sand, whispering futures we both knew were fragile as sea foam. But cracks formed early. A tabloid whisper about Alex's mysterious late-night visitor. A producer cornering me in wardrobe. Keep it clean, Hale. We don't need drama derailing the press tour. And Alex, God, Alex, started pulling back, excuses piling like sandbags against a flood. Rehearsals running long. Meeting with my agent. I'd nod, swallow the doubt, because when he did show, it was electric. Fingers interlaced under diner booths, his head on my chest, as we binge-watched old Bogart films. It was mid-shoot, during a night exterior in the Hollywood Hills, chase scene through winding roads, me flipping the Jeep while Alex drove, when the hook twisted deeper. We'd nailed the take, crew cheering as I limped from the wreck, bruises blooming like ink under my skin. Alex rushed over, mask slipping. You okay? Shit, that looked brutal. Part of the job. I grinned, but he fussed anyway, dabbing at a cut on my temple with his sleeve. The crew hooted, bromance fuel for the blooper reel, but his touch lingered, thumb stroking my cheek. Dinner after? My place. I miss you. We ended up at his, takeout tie scattered on the coffee table, a bottle of Napa Cab breathing between us. Conversation flowed easy at first, jokes about Lena's micromanaging, gripes over crafty kale salads, but then his phone buzzed. He glanced, face shuddering like a blind pulled tight. Everything good? I asked, casual as I could. Yeah, just. Management. He said it face down, but the lie hung heavy. I let it slide, poured more wine, pulled him onto the couch. We kissed slow, exploratory, his hands mapping my ribs like braille. But midway, he tensed, pulling back. Joe, we gotta talk. My stomach dropped. About. Us. He sat up, running hands through his hair. This is real. Fuck, it's the realest thing I've felt. But the film's wrapping soon. Press junkets. If this leaks. He trailed off, eyes pleading. Then we fight it. I said, fierce. Together. He shook his head, voice cracking. You don't get it. I'm this close to the A-list for real. One wrong move, and poof, indie purgatory. Or worse. His hand found mine, squeezing. I love you, man. But maybe. We cool it till after release. The words landed like a gut punch, stealing breath. Love. He'd said it. Casual, devastating. But the caveat? It carved deeper than any stunt wire. Cool it. Like I'm some side hustle. No. God, no. He cupped my face, desperate. Just protect what we have. Please. I wanted to rage, to storm out into the canyon night. Instead, I nodded, numb. Yeah, sure. We made love that night anyway. Tender, aching, like sealing a pact with our bodies. But as he slept beside me, arms slung heavy across my waist, I stared at the ceiling, the Hollywood sign winking like a false promise. Love in this town. It was just another special effect. The rap party hit like a hangover you see coming but chase anyway. Eclipse Dawn was in the can, Daly's buzzing with Oscar bait potential, and the Roosevelt's Blossom Ballroom overflowed with industry vultures in tuxes and gowns, air thick with champagne fizz and backroom deals. I nursed a whiskey neat at the bar, collar too tight, scanning the crowd for Alex. We'd kept our distance since that night, professional nods on set, texts turning curt. Great take today. You too. It stung, but I armored up, reminded myself stunts were temporary. People too. He arrived fashionably late, black velvet jacket hugging his frame, arm looped with Isabella Izzy Lang, the film's love interest, a leggy blonde from the Crown knockoffs, all teeth and charisma. Tabloid gold. They posed for Paps at the entrance, her hand on his chest, his smile practiced perfection. My grip tightened on the glass. PR stunt, he'd sworn. But seeing it? Salt in the wound. I slipped onto the balcony for air, the city sprawled glittering below like scattered diamonds on black velvet. Footsteps, soft, familiar. Alex, alone now, loosening his tie. Hey, saw you from across the room. Congrats on rap, I said, voice flat, leaning on the rail. You and Izzy looked cozy. He winced, joining me. It's nothing. She's straight as an arrow, and twice as sharp. Just optics. His shoulder brushed mine, electric even through fabric. Missed you tonight. Missed? We've been in the same zip code for weeks. Bitterness crept in, unbidden. But sure, let's play pretend. He sighed, turning to face me, the city lights carving shadows on his face. This sucks. I hate it. Every time I see you on set, I want to drag you into a dark corner and... He trailed off, hand ghosting my arm. But the stakes. Save it. I pulled away, heat rising. You're the one who hit pause. I'm just the double, remember? Invisible till the fall. His eyes flashed hurt, then fire. That's bullshit, Jill. You think this is easy for me? Hiding how I feel? Every interview, every smile for the camera, it's a lie. But if I blow this, we both lose. We? I laughed sharp. You lose the mansion, the billboards. I lose a paycheck. Perspective. He grabbed my wrist, pulling me close, too close for the open balcony, but the party's roar drowned us. You think I don't see you? The guy who jumps without a net, who makes the impossible look effortless. You're more real than this whole circus. His voice dropped raw. I love you. That hasn't changed. Then act like it. The words hung, challenge, and plea. He searched my face, then surged forward, kissing me fierce against the rail, teeth and tongue, hands fisting my shirt like he'd never let go. The world tilted, city lights blurring, and for a moment, it was just us. No scripts, no spotlights. A cough shattered it. We sprang apart, Lena, cigarette in hand, eyebrow arched like a query mark. Boys, as flattered as I am by the passion, save the rehearsals for the sequel. She exhaled smoke, eyes twinkling despite the edge. Alex, your date's looking for you. And Jeremy, talent's asking for you in the lounge. Something about a teaser clip. We muttered thanks, the moment fracturing. As she sauntered off, Alex squeezed my hand once, promise, before vanishing into the throng. I followed slower, gut churning. The lounge was dim, velvet couches and low jazz, a knot of execs huddled around a laptop. Hail, boomed Stu Grant, the producer, all paunch and cologne. That death scene, gold. The kiss? We're keeping it. Raw, unexpected. Buzzword city. My blood iced. The kiss? Thought that was a reshoot candidate. Nah. He clapped my back, oblivious. Test audiences ate it up. Edgy, queer undertone, without preaching. Alex greenlit it himself. You're a hero, kid. Hero. Or casualty. I nodded through the praise, vision tunneling. Alex had known, approved it, and never told me. Back in the ballroom, I cornered him by the dessert table, Izzy mid-laugh at some director's joke. Teaser clip. You kept it. His face paled. Jew, listen. No. I kept my voice low, venomous. You let them spin our moment into marketing fodder. Without a word. It amplifies the film, he hissed, glancing around. And us, maybe. Subtle coming out. Us? Or your brand. Hurt twisted to fury. I'm done being your secret stunt. I walked out, the night's chill biting as I hailed a cab back to my Echo Park walk-up. A cramped one bed with peeling wallpaper and a view of the 101. Collapsed on the futon, phone buzzing. Please. Call me. We need to talk. I powered it off, let the silence swallow me. Days bled into weeks, the post-rap haze settling like smog. I picked up gigs, minor doubles on a Netflix actioner, nothing soul-shaking. Alex's text tapered, saw the teaser. You're incredible. Then radio silence. The clip dropped online, racking views, me crumpling into his arms, the kiss framed like tragedy's poetry. Comments exploded, shipping Alex and his double, fanfic blooming, queer icons hailing it as representation. I scrolled in the dark, a ghost in my own story. Then the call came, late October, rain lashing my window like accusations. Unknown number, but his voice. Ja? It's Izzy. I sat up, wary. What do you want? A pause, then, he's a mess. Hasn't slept since the clip. Thinks he lost you for good. Her tone softened, not the ice queen from set. Look, I know about you too. Saw the balcony sparks. And honestly, I'm bi, dated a non-binary artist last year. I get the closet's bullshit. But he's spiraling, booze, skipped auditions. Help him. Why me? Bitter, but cracking. Because you're the only one who sees him. Not the star. Him. She sighed. Griffith Observatory, midnight. Come or don't. I hung up, rain drumming my resolve. Midnight found me there, the dome lit ethereal against storm clouds, telescopes like sentinels. He was on the steps, soaked, looking wrecked, eyes red-rimmed, stubble thick. You came. Barely. I shoved hands in pockets, rain mingling with unshed tears. Izzy guilt me. He stood, tentative. I fucked up. The clip. I thought it'd be our bridge, you know? Out without the fall. But I didn't think. How it'd hurt you. It weaponized us. Voice broke. Made me the plot twist, not the person. He stepped closer, water sheeting off him. You're everything. I panicked. Old habits, fear. But losing you? That's the real death scene. His hand extended, palm up. No more hiding. I told my agent today. Bye. Out. Whatever label sticks. And I want the world to know it's you. Thunder rumbled, mirroring my pulse. Words are cheap in this town. Then let me prove it. He pulled me under the overhang. Kiss desperate. Rain slick and real. No cameras, no crew. Just us, breaking and mending in the downpour. We tumbled into tentative normalcy after that. Alex went public in a variety profile. Casual, defiant. Love's not a genre. It's the stunt that sticks. Backlash hit. Trolls. Boycotts from red state theaters. But support surged louder. Glad nods. Queer fans mobbing premieres. We moved slow. Brunches at the Ivy. Hands linked openly. Weekends hiking Runyon. Paparazzi be damned. I landed a co-starring gig on a queer indie. Falls and rises. Meta as hell. Doubling as lead. My face finally in lights. But Hollywood's a jealous lover. Whispers started. Alex's team pushing a rebrand date for optics. Me as the phase. A leaked email from Stu. Keep the double on a leash. Don't want him upstaging. Paranoia festered. One night. Post-premiere for Eclipse. Red carpet hand in hand. Flashes blinding. He vanished into a private after-party lounge. I found him later, laughing with a studio head, arm around some twink producer's waist. Networking. He slurred when I confronted him in the valet line. Loosen up, Jill. The cab ride home was ice. That's your proof? Flirting for favors. It's the game. He snapped, hung over on ego. You think I want this? But we need allies. Or excuses. I slammed the door on my building, locks clicking like final cuts. Betrayal doesn't announce itself with fanfare. It creeps in like fog off the bay, muffling screams until you're lost. It started small after the premiere, a missed call here, a late script read there. Alex swore it was residuals from fame's Cyclone. Endorsements piling. Eclipse grossing $150 mil opening weekend. My kiss memed into queer lore. We're golden, he'd say, pecking my cheek before jetting to NYC for Colbert. I'd smile, ignore the hollow in my chest, throw myself into Falls and Rises prep, my directorial debut as stunt coordinator, a labor of love about a queer acrobat reclaiming his body post-injury. But doubt's a director's cut, splicing truth from fiction. Late November, I wrapped a grueling wire sequence at Vasquez Rocks, dawn light gilding the boulders like fool's gold, when my phone lit. A DM from at Hollywood T Spill, anonymous aggregator with 2M followers. Grainy pic, Alex, lips locked with that producer. Ethan Voss, Lena's nephew, fresh off a Sundance darling. in a WeHo club booth. Timestamp, last night. Caption, Rivera's method acting offset. Led and his new double trouble. Eclipse. Nausea hit like a bad drop. I scrolled comments. Vicious, gleeful, by guys just gay for clout. Stuntman's yesterday's news. Called him, voicemail. Texted, saw the pic. Explain. Dots danced, then nothing. By noon, it was everywhere. TMZ splash, page 6 sidebar. My agent buzzed. Damage control, kid. Statement. I ghosted, drove straight to his canyon pad. He's still under the mat from sappy trust-building weeks. Inside, disarray, script strewn, empty scotch on the counter, his cologne faint like a ghost. He stumbled in at dusk, tie askew, eyes bloodshot. Jew. Save the reel. I thrust the phone at him, frozen on the kiss. Ethan? Really? He deflated, sinking onto the couch. It was nothing. One drink, too many shots. He leaned in. I didn't stop it. Didn't stop it. Echoed flat. After everything. The coming out. They us. That's your line? Guilt twisted his face. I was buzzed, stressed. Post-premiere slump, you know? Ethan gets it. The industry grind. And I don't. Voice rose, cracking. I'm the one who jumped for you, literally. Risked my neck, my name for what? To be the prop you ditch when the lights dim. He stood, hands out like calming a spooked horse. No. God. Jew, you're my anchor. This was stupid, a lapse. I love you. Love. I barked a laugh, bitter as bile. That's your get out of jail cue? You paraded me like a debut, then bailed for the next shiny thing. Tears welled in his eyes, real ones, this time. I'm scared, okay? This out thing, it's freeing, but terrifying. Sponsors pulling, family radio silence. Ethan, he's safe. No stakes. Safe. The word gutted me. I'm the stake. The fall guy again. Memories flashed. Our first kiss on set, raw and reckless. Canyon nights, bodies entwined under coyote howls. His hand in mine at the premiere, defiant against flashes. All props now. We're done. Joe, please, he lunged, grabbing my arm. We grappled. Not violent, but desperate, shirts twisting, breaths ragged. I shoved him back, gentle but firm, door in my sights. Don't follow. Voice broke on the threshold. Figure your shit, Alex. But leave me out of the sequel. The drive back was a blur, rain-slicked 101 gleaming like tears. Echo Park welcomed me with neon buzz and taqueria smells, my apartment a sanctuary of solitude. I cracked a beer, cued broke back, ironic masochism. Let Innes's unspoken ache mirror my own. Phone off, world muted. Sleep came fitful, dreams of falls without nets. Morning brought the deluge. Voicemails from crew. Heard about Alex, bro. You good? Is he texting? He's destroyed. Talk to me. Even Lena. Coffee? Perspective. I ignored, dove into work. Falls and rises became obsession. Choreographing leaps that screamed freedom, casting queer performers who own their scars. Make it hurt real, I told my team. No faking the land. Alex tried. Flowers at my door, returned. Notes slipped under. One chance. Please. I burned them in the sink. Watched embers curl like my resolve. But fracture lines spiderwebbed. Sets felt haunted. Every leading man echoed him. A bar night with old stunt buddies devolved into pity shots. Plenty of fish, man. Or dudes. Whatever. Laughter hollow. I nursed hangovers alone. December crept in. Holidays mocking with tinsel and forced cheer. Eclipse Awards buzz peaked. Golden Globe noms. Alex front runner for dramatic lead. I caught his Kimmel spot. Remote in hand. Charming deflection on the kiss controversy. Art imitates life, right? Crowd whoops. I muted, chest tight. Then the olive branch I couldn't dodge. Joint interview pitch from Out Magazine. Queer Love in Hollywood. The editor emailed. Your story could change the game. Alex had pitched it, per the note. Our story. Temptation warred with wariness. Platform for visibility, or trap for more pain. I agreed, neutral ground. Zoom from my place, his hotel suite in Toronto shooting a sequel. The journo, Mia, a sharp dyke with ink sleeves, probe gentle. That kiss. Iconic. Real spark. Alex waxed poetic. Jeremy brought truth to the frame. Changed me. My turn. Clipped. It was a moment. Stunts teach you. Timing's everything. Off camera, as credits rolled, his face filled my screen, haggard, hopeful. Jew. Thank you. For this. Don't thank me yet. Voice steady, but eyes betrayed. Why now? Because I see it. How I failed you. Used us as a shield, not a sword. He leaned in, pixels blurring tears. Therapy, man. Started last month. Unpacking the closet rot. And Ethan's out. Blocked. Done. I want to earn you back. Silence stretched. Electric. Earn? That's a long rig, Alex. I know. Soft. Broken. But I'm all in. No more doubles. The call ended ambiguous. Door cracked, not slammed. Days later, he flew back unannounced, showed at my door with takeout from our spot in Silver Lake. Carnitas tacos, extra guac. Not a grand gesture. Just us. We ate on the floor, cross-legged like kids, conversation tentative. His therapy confessions, daddy issues, internalized biphobia, my fears, being the before in his arc. Laughter crept in, mocking bad takes, planning a cabin getaway to Big Sur. When he kissed me, slow and seeking, I let it build. No rush, just reconnection. Bed that night. Exploratory, healing, bodies remembering rhythms. But trust's a stunt reel, rewind, review, risk again. January brought trials. A joint red carpet for Eclipse globes. Hands clasped, flashes feral. Whispers followed. PR reconciliation. Alex fielded them fierce, real as it gets. Backstage, his arm around me. Told you. All in. Yet shadows lingered. Ethan's tell-all snippet in the rap. Alex chased validation, not love. My nightmares returned. Falls into void. Him watching from safety. We fought over it. Yelled in his kitchen. Plates rattling. You believe him? It's poison, Jill. But it sticks. I need time. I admitted, packing a bag for a solo Joshua Tree retreat. To land on my own. He nodded, gutted. Take it. I'll wait. The desert stripped me bare. Joshua Trees, twisted sentinels clawing at star-pricked skies. Wind whispering truths the city smothers. I hiked alone. No harness. Just boots crunching red rock. Each step a reckoning. What did I want? Not the stunts rush, but the quiet after. A life unscripted, love without edits. Alex's texts pinged sporadic. Clear night? Stars like diamonds here. Miss your laugh. I replied sparse, testing waters. Yeah? Thinking. Space clarified. He wasn't perfect, but neither was I. Scars matched. His from spotlights, mine from shadows. Return wasn't surrender, it was rewrite. Back in L.A., February bloom. Jacaranda's bruising purple. He waited at LAX. No fanfare, just a sign. Hale's chariot awaits in Sharpie on cardboard. We drove slow, his Mustang purring, hands linked over the stick. Therapy homework, he grinned. Vulnerability prop. My place first, tacos again, ritual now. Conversation deepened, his bisexuality unpacked. Not phase but prism, my coming out ghosts. East LA machismo that labeled softness weak. You're my strength, he said, fingers tracing my palm's calluses. The wire I trust. We made love deliberate. Eye contact unbroken. Bodies a dialogue of give and take. Afterward, tangled sheets, he murmured, marry me? Not today, but someday, when the scene's right. Heart stuttered, proposal as promise. Yeah, someday. Spring unfurled with tandem triumphs. Eclipse swept. Alex's globe, my breakout nod for stunts. Falls and rises premiered at Tribeca, standing O for the aerial climax I choreographed. Queer bodies soaring unapologetic. Critics hailed. Hale's lens on resilience rivals his falls. We walked carpets together, his arm my anchor, my hand his defiance. Paps shouted, Alex, Jeremy, power couple. We'd laugh, something like that. But climax brewed in summer's heat. July, Eclipse sequel greenlit. Dawn's Reckoning, Alex directing now, me stunt coordinator. Dream team, right? Except Ethan's shadow loomed. Lawsuit whispers, his expose doc pitching to streamers, framing Alex as Hollywood's closeted chameleon. It'll tank us. Alex fretted in bed, sweat slick from nightmares. Won't. I countered, pulling him close. We fight clean. Truth over tabloid. The confrontation hit at a pre-pro meeting. Lena's office, glass walls overlooking the lot. Ethan sauntered in, uninvited, slick suit and smirk. Heard your helming stunts, Jeremy. Careful. Alex likes his doubles disposable. Air crackled. Alex surged up. Get out. Your grudges don't rewrite our story. Ethan laughed, venomous. Story? Please. He used you for queer cred, then bailed when it bit back. Ask him about the club, before you. Lie. But it landed, doubt flickering in Alex's eyes. I stepped forward, voice steel. I know my marks, Ethan. And you're off script. Doors that way. Security escorted him, but poison seeped. That night, Alex paced our shared pad, his canyon place, our now. Was it true? Before us. I stopped him, hands on shoulders. No, but even if, Past prologue. We're the present. He searched my face, then crumbled. I know. Just. Fear's a bitch. We held each other, storm passing, resolve hardening. The doc dropped in August, faded frames, Hollywood's hidden kisses, low-budget hatchet job, streaming on a knockoff platform. It tanked ratings, but headlines bit. Rivera exposed. Stunt love or stunt? Backlash crested. Cancellations, sponsor dips. Alex spiraled, skipped therapy, drowned in scotch. Maybe he's right, he'd mutter. I'm the villain. I dragged him to the canyons at dawn, hiked to the Hollywood sign base, city stirring below. Listen, I turned him, sign looming like judgment. This town's built on falls. But we climb back. Together. He nodded, tears mixing with dew. How? Own it. Press tour. Tell our truth. No deflections. The tour launched in Toronto. Film Fest Gala. Us on a panel with Lena. Moderator. The doc. Hurtful. Response. Alex gripped my hand under the table, voice steady. Hurtful, yeah? But fake news in a town of scripts. Jeremy and I? Real. Messy like any love. We kissed on camera because it felt right. Then off, because it is right. Betrayal? That's the doc's plot. Ours. Redemption arc. Applause thundered. Q&A flowed. Fans sharing stories, parallels drawn. Post-panel, a young queer kid approached. You too. You make falling look survivable. Alex teared up. I hugged the kid. Catharsis. Fall brought harvest. Sequel wrapped without hitch. My stunts lauded in trades. Falls and rises snagged Emmys. Queer sweep. Ethan's doc? Forgotten meme fodder. We celebrated Thanksgiving in East LA. My mom spread. His estranged folks zooming tentative hellos. Christmas. Big Sur cabin. Tree strung with lights. Rings exchanged under mistletoe. Simple bands. Engraved no nets. But human endings aren't tidy fates. April next year. Dawn's reckoning tested rough. My big sequence. A rooftop leap into pyros. Botched on take 3. Wire snapped midair. I plummeted. Concrete rushing. Blackout. Woke in Cedars Sinai. Tubes and beeps. Alex's face first light. Haggard. Holding vigil. Jagad. Badland. Proclaff. He kissed my knuckles. Tears free. Worst. But you're here. Rehab dragged. Months of PT. Scars layering old ones. Alex canceled press. Bunked hospital couches. Fed me jello like penance. No more solo falls, he vowed. We rigged together. Discharge day, wheelchair to his. Our Mustang home. Always. Years blurred. I pivoted directing. Wire Hearts. Queer stunt romance. Alex producing. He nabbed his Oscar for a biopic. I walked him. Kiss on global feed. Kids came late. Surrogacy. 2 boys with his eyes. My grit. We aged into silver foxes. Canyons our church. Hollywood a distant set. Final scene. No death drop. Just sunset porch. His head on my shoulder. City twinkling. Best stunt, he murmured. Best life. I kissed him, soft as breath. Fade to stars, human, unbroken.